Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that there aren't very many energy programs out there. When I researched all of the various programs recently, there are really only 2 or 3 accredited engineering programs.
I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada originally. I came out here to Indiana Tech to actually go for the energy engineering program because of its uniqueness and its ability to get hands-on with the materials I'm going to be using in the future.
Well, a few of the things I think that sets Indiana Tech apart is, number one, you have very small classes. You have very close relationships with your professors. When you have a class of 10 people, it's much easier to get to know the professor and get in contact with him than if you have a class of 30, 40, or 50. You're going to have the same professors for the majority of your classes. You're going to have the same classmates for the majority of your
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I decided if I was going to come to Indiana Tech, I was going to be a different kind of instructor. I was really going to focus on connecting with students, teaching the students the theory that they needed and also the practical applications.
Very practically what that looks like is smaller class sizes. So my class sizes are the 8 to 10 up to maybe 20. And that's backed up with, we have 18 hours of office hours every week. I'm sitting in my office waiting for students to come in to talk about anything. It doesn't just have to be with the classroom.
In the College of Engineering, we have ABET accreditation for mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and biomedical engineering. ABET is the top accrediting board for engineering in the United States and probably in the world.
Another thing that is a very different approach at Indiana Tech, I think, that some other universities, is we try and make sure they have a lot of lab experience in the engineering department. All engineering programs are going to have laboratory courses, but in our laboratory courses we try to get them not just exposure to measurements and exposure to some of the devices that you'll be used, but I like to actually assign projects that are, realistic projects.
Those projects, this project-based learning, help students to work together in a group and be hands-on with their the material or the product that they're creating. Engineering students at Indiana Tech are, to me, stand out because I know that they've had a lot of experiences working in groups, working on projects, doing lab experiments to help them understand the material. And I think that prepares them well for industry.
First thing I'll tell a high school student is study, study, study. Get all the math you can possibly get. I honestly believe that the critical thinking skills you learn in math courses will help you with engineering courses.
The type of knowledge base that students should have coming in, they need to be problem solvers and critical thinkers. Those two things are really the essence of engineering. Regardless of flavor, they're going to need to figure out, there's a problem here, how do I solve it? And they need to think critically about that. They need to observe, listen to people, and then kick in those problem-solving skills to solve the problem.
Part of the growth of Indiana Tech has involved an increasing number of international students. So I think if we can expose students to different ideas, different cultures, again, it makes them that much more competitive in the marketplace.
In the Fort Wayne area, we have lots of large companies, BAE Systems, Fort Wayne Metals, General Motors, Raytheon, Harris Corporation, and the list goes on. We have a lot of employers that want our engineering students.
Indiana Tech, I think, continues to serve students even beyond their graduation. We really strive to keep in touch with our alumni on a personal level just to see how they're doing, but then also they want to give back to the university because of the experiences they've had here, so they want to provide opportunities for other students here as well.
Welcome back, everybody. More volleyball coming your way from the Schaefer Center here at Indiana Tech. Now, Indiana Tech gets a little break between games. They just lost to Madonna moments ago. They'll take on Puerto Rico Rio Pedras in just a matter of moments. The Gallitos is what the team is called. Madonna will take the court against Rio Pedras in just a couple of minutes. 2 minutes on the clock, and then they'll introduce the starting lineups after the warm-ups are done. Rio Pedras has had their warm-ups, and right now Madonna is going through their warm-ups as well. Well, Madonna got to 10-5 on the season by beating Indiana Tech moments ago. They improved their conference record to 4-2. Excuse me, 5-2. They were 4-2 coming in. Indiana Tech fell to 3-4, and again, you'll get to see the Warriors in just a matter of moments as part of this tri-match here at the Schaefer Center today. But right now, it's Madonna versus Puerto Rico Rio Pedras. So I looked up some information about this Rio Pedras team. There's not a whole lot to find about the volleyball team from what I can tell. However, we can tell you that they are part of NCAA Division II, and they also are 5-1 on the season. So they could present a huge challenge, yes, for Indiana Tech later on, but they'll also present a challenge for Madonna. Now, Madonna has a winning record, so they'll probably be up to the challenge. But going up against NCAA competition, never an easy thing. It is Division II, but Madonna part of the NAIA. How can they handle against NCAA competition? We've got less than a minute left until we get this next game started. We'll be back after this 1 minute break, and then they'll introduce the starting lineup. So we'll see if they do the national anthem. You're watching Indiana Tech volleyball, even though it's not Indiana Tech, but you are watching college volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Little official appreciation celebration going on, and They've got some gift bags for the officials, and Matt Fishman's going to hand one out along with one of his Indiana Tech players. One of the players from Rio Pedras hands a gift bag to the officials as well. These officials put in a whole lot of hard work. And I think this is the same group of officials that had to officiate the first game, and they'll have to officiate our last game between Rio Pedras and Indiana Tech. So we'll turn it over to the PA announcer for the announcement of the starting lineups.
Spectator, student athlete, coach, and official in today's contest. Thank you. Now let's meet today's starting lineups. First for Madonna, number 2, Kira Buza. Number 6, Katie Polka. Number 8, Riley Glass. Number 14, Kim Connolly. Number 17, Hope Schreiber. Number 21, Lynn Clifford. Number 20, Lexa 40. John is coached by Scott Barr. Now from the University of Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras. Number 10, Aliani Ramos-Rosado. Number 14, Liliana Villanueva Figueroa. Number 17, Gabriela Martinez Mejas. Number 20, Gaianas Mateo Isaac. Number 22, Yanni Centro Diaz. Number 28, Isabella Herrero Villalobos. And Rivero, number 4, Rico-Rio Garcia Nunez. Puerto Rico Rio Pedras, coached by Guillermo Valero.
Well, unlike our first game, this isn't really going to be a color rush game. Madonna's going to wear the black uniforms that they wore for game number 1. Rio Pedras will wear white uniforms. The Liberos will wear red. They are the home team on the scoreboard for this particular match. Get our scoreboard up here as we get ready to bring you some collegiate volleyball here on the Indiana Tech YouTube channel. The broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. And this could very well be a fun matchup. Madonna 10-5 overall. They just beat Indiana Tech earlier today to go to 5-2 in conference play. Rio Pedras 5-1 out of NCAA Division II. So not often you get NCAA competition as an NAIA team, but Madonna's going to get that here today, and then Indiana Tech's going to get some of that later today. Thad Goff along with Caden Linder running the camera. Can tell you that the starters for Puerto Rico Rio Pedras are Aliana Ramos-Rosado, Lelianis Villanueva Figueroa, Gabriela Martinez Mejias, Hylianis Mateo Isaac, Yanielis Centeno Diaz, and Isabella Borrero Villabol. And it looks like Madonna has Lexi Forty, Kira Buza, Gwen Clifford, Katie Mulca, Kem Donnelly, and I think that's a number 8, which would be Riley Glass. Yeah, that's Glass, and she'll be doing the serving to start out this match, as we're in set number 1 here at the Schaefer Center. Match number 2 of the day. It's a tri-match day here at Schaefer Center. Bumped up in the air, we're underway. Kept alive by Donnelly. Swatted down, kept alive by Borrero Villabol. Swatted down, and Borrero Villabol keeps it alive again. Swatted back again by Mateo Isaac, and that's going to be a point for Madonna. Madonna strikes first, and I beg your pardon, that's Madonna's point. They're the visiting team in this game. And Riley Glass will serve. I don't recall seeing Riley Glass on the floor in game number 1 against Indiana Tech. Block down, point for Madonna. Gwen Clifford. And the Crusaders with an early 2-0 lead. Swatted down and out of bounds. Off of Martinez Mejias. And it's a 3-0 lead for the Crusaders. But that one goes into the net. Service error. And that's how the Gallitos get their first points. Lilianis Villanueva Figueroa serving. Swatted down. Did that go in? It did. Kira Buza gets one back for Madonna. Some subs will come in, including Sam Dietz from St. Clair Shores, Michigan. Good start to this first set for Madonna. They're up 4-1. They got the first 3 points of the set. Swatted down, but out. Centenio Diaz sent it a little bit long. That's 2 shots out of bounds so far for these Gallitos. Bumped up in the air by the libero. That is number 4, Garcia Nunez. Garcia Nunez bumps it up. Bumped up again by Guerrero Villabol, and that's going to be a point for Madonna. They keep it going. Madonna out of the WAC conference. They're out of the NAIA, and this Puerto Rico via Rio Pedras team out of NCAA Division II. That's who Indiana Tech will be playing when this match is all done. Blocked down, kept alive. Yomari Ellis Garcia Nunez kept it alive for the Gallitos. Swatted down, another point. Vivian Campbell, the freshman. Timeout. Rio Pedras calls it while they take the timeout. We'll give you a look at our replay. Impressive block here by Campbell out of Rochester Hills, Michigan. You'll see it here on the Indiana Tech Warrior replay. Yes, Indiana Tech's not playing in this game. Excellent swat down, and that was a tough play. I think that was Villanueva Figueroa on the back line who tried to make the play to no avail. Well, I think we've got an update from Indiana Tech soccer. Last I checked, Indiana Tech men's soccer was leading against Cornerstone. We'll check on that one again. Oh, it looks like they've gone final. Indiana Tech the winner, 2-0 over Cornerstone. I think there's more soccer to be played over there at Indiana Tech. Women's soccer, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's also going to be against Cornerstone. But they're back at it here at the Schaefer Center. Sam Dietz, the junior from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, serving again. Bumped up in the air by Barrero Villabol. And that's going to be a point for the Gallitos. Centenio Diaz gets credit for the kill. Yanielis Centenio Diaz with a point for Rio Pedras. This is Yomarelis Garcia Nunez. Swatted down, and that's going to be a point for the Gallitos. Yailianis Mateo Isaac scores it. That's back-to-back points for the Gallitos. First time they've had that. It is, of course, early in the match as Garcia Nunez serves it for the Gallitos. Swatted back, and another point for the Gallitos. Aliani Ramos Rosada. And the Gallitos from NCAA Division II on a 3-0 run. Dugout. Swatted down. Did that go in? They're going to say it did. Vivian Campbell, the freshman, puts down another one. And the Madonna sideline shouting, she's a freshman. That she is, a freshman out of Rochester Hills, Michigan. I believe that's in the Detroit area. Dug out by Garcia Nunez. Swatted down, out. They're going to say off Madonna. Point to the Gallitos. That's going to come up short. Service error. Madonna gets the point. Riley Osentowski will come on to serve, native of Flat Rock, Michigan. 9-5 the lead for Madonna. Bumped up in the air by Garcia Nunez. Tipped over. Campbell gets to it. Swatted down. Kept alive. Villanueva Figueroa with the dig. And a dig on the other end by Osentowski, but that's into the net. Point to Rio Pedras. And they're on the comeback trail. As I recall, Madonna had a 7-1 lead. Down, up only 3 now. Yannielis Centeno Diaz serving for Rio Pedras. She gets it over, a little miscommunication, and now 40 gets to it. That's going long, off of Campbell, and it's a 2-point match, 2-point set, I mean. And on to serve is Yannielis Centeno Diaz. And she serves it long. Madonna gets the point, and Kem Donnelly will come in to serve. Junior out of Aurora, Illinois. Bumped up in the air. Swatted down. Kept alive for now. They get it over the net. Swatted down and blocked back. Booza and Schreiber were in the area. And with that, Madonna goes up 4. And Donnelly will get to serve one more time. Bumped in the air by Garcia Nunez. Swatted down and out. Make it 12-7 in favor of Madonna. Here in set number 1, Donnelly to serve. Colon Santiago gets to it, and that's going to be a point for Rio Pedras. Yadielis Garcia Rivera. And it's 12-8. Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras not going away, led by head coach Giamara Malero. They're out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, which I believe is the capital of Puerto Rico. Swatted down at a point. Martinez Mejias with the point. Blocked back, kept alive. And that's going to be a point to Rio Pedras. Ramos Rosada serving. And that's going to be a point for the Crusaders. Hope Schreiber And it's 13-10. Madonna's led all the way through so far. But Rio Pedras has been able to battle with them. Lexa 40 serving, and it's out. Yadielis Garcia Rivera will serve for the Gallitos. Dug out that time by Donnelly. Swatted down, and that's out. And it's a 1-point set. 13-12. Rio Pedras with a chance to tie this game. Madonna had the momentum early on, but Rio Pedras has battled back. That's just barely dug out. Chance for Rio Pedras. Block back, still alive. And that comes up short. Point to Madonna. It's a 2-point set, 14-12. And Riley Glass, the sophomore from Three Rivers, Michigan, will serve for the Crusaders. She gets it over the net. That's bumped up in the air. Kept alive by Barrero via bowl. Blocked back and out. 14-13. Rio Pedras back within one. Bumped up in the air. That's 40. Swatted down and in. Booza. Kira Booza had 188 kills coming into today. And subbing in is Vivian Campbell, the freshman from Rochester Hills, Michigan. Shot down, kept alive. Over the net, swatted back, and it's down. Katie Molka blocks the shot, and I thought it was her who blocked it. It was hard to tell at first. Bumped up by Barrera via bowl. Kept alive. Barrera via bowl has it. Swatted over. Swatted down. Kept alive by Villanueva Figueroa. Blocked back. 16-13 our score. Swatted down, still in the air. The Gallitos keep it alive. Left-handed strike goes long, and a point for Madonna. It was Mateo Isaac who went for the swat, and it's 17-13. And now Puerto Rico is going to challenge the call. We'll see if we've got the look here. Was this touched on the way out? Might have just the last portion of it. Here it is on our Indiana Tech replay. That might have been touched on the front line. It looked like it was. Right now the score shows 17-13, but Rio Pedras challenges the call. And by the looks of things, they got a pretty good argument. Now, the official's not looking at the same look that we just showed you. But they do have cameras here inside the Schaefer Center. They got one to our right. Got one out behind the baseline. Actually, one in the right corner of the baseline. The official will go through a couple of different looks. Again, we'll show it to you here on the Indiana Tech Warrior replay. That sure looked to me like it was touched up front. Now, if that's the only replay that the officials have, which, again, they've got different looks that they can look at, and that wouldn't be enough to go on. See if we get the call here. It's going to stand. It's going to be Madonna's point. They lead at 17-13. I thought looking at it at first, the ball might have been deflected up front. But you have to have indisputable evidence to overturn these calls. Sam Dietz serving for Madonna. Kept alive, swatted down, and in, and a point for Rio Pedras. Mateo Isaac swats it down. (17-14). And I heard an announcement, but I couldn't tell what was said. I'm entirely sure what the reason for the delay is. Both teams are huddling up. I didn't hear that a timeout was called. Well, the ref has the iPad back up again. Not sure what he's looking at here. Might be looking at the last play to see if Mateo Isaac went over the net. Well, it looks like he's come to a verdict. And this call's going to stand. Yomarielis Garcia Nunez serving for Rio Pedras. Bumped up in the air. Returned by the Crusaders. Poked over, and all good job by 40 staying with it. Off that hit by Isaac. Isaac with a hard swat, kept alive. 40 gets to it. Campbell kept alive by Diaz. Blocked it first. Mulca dug out and going off the net. Katie Mulca gets the point for Madonna. Katie Mulca will serve after getting that point. That looked like it was going out. But that one goes down. Yaelianis Mateo Isaac scores. Looked like the serve was going to go out, but even so, Rio Pedras gets the point. And they'll be serving down 3 here in set number 1. They were down 6 early on in the set. They fought back well. That's deflected and going out off of Rio Pedras. Point for the Crusaders. Gwen Clifford. She's an Indiana native, even though she goes to school in Michigan. She's from Valparaiso. You would not be surprised that she's a graduate of Valparaiso High School. Riley Osentoski serving. She gets it over. Swatted off the net. Make that 20-15. Some subs will come in for the Gallitos. That's Yadielis Garcia Rivera and Nayelis Colon Santiago. And again, it's Osentoski serving for Madonna. Santiago bumps it up, swatted down. Did that touch Madonna? They're going to say it did. And a point for the Gallitos. And now a sub will come in. That's Andrea Alvarez Montilla, who will do the serving for the Gallitos. Remember, this Rio Pedras team will play Indiana Tech when this match is all done. We'll have that here for you. Being brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Cornerstone Golden Eagles boys soccer team made it here to the gym after taking on Indiana Tech in men's soccer. Can tell you Indiana Tech did win that game by a final score of 2-0. I believe they'll play women's soccer in just a little bit. That game's scheduled to start at 3:45, so it'll be about 20 minutes before Cornerstone and Indiana Tech go at it on the pitch in women's soccer. Santiago sent over, swatted back down, and it's Buzo with the kill. Kira Buza had a great match against Indiana Tech earlier today, with Madonna winning that one 3-1. Two of those sets went to a 25-22 final. Blocked back down, kept alive initially by Ramos Rosado. Dug out by Osentoski. Dug out again. And that hits the net. Point to the Crusaders. Can tell you that the New Haven Cross Country Invitational took place today, and I know that in the girls AAA race, Daphne Weller from right here in Fort Wayne from Concordia High School was the winner. Now, Mallory Weller was the state champion last year, as Garcia Rivera gets a kill there for the Gaitos. Sounds like Mallory was not running today. Daphne getting the win. And fellow cadet Leighton Archer came in 5th. Alice Friesen came in 2nd. Friesen from Huntington North. Swatted down, that's deflected, and kept alive by Colon Santiago. Dug out by Kem Donnelly. Buza had it blocked, but it stayed over the net, and Madonna gets the kill, and we're at set point. I thought the score had changed to 24-17. It says 24-16 here. We'll change it to reflect what's on the scoreboard here in the gym as this one goes out. And they have changed it, not just because Puerto Rico just got the point, but also because it should have been 24-17. Now it's 24-18 with that serve going out of bounds. Still at set point. Gaitos looking for a comeback. They have to win by 2. So they would not only need to get to 25 points, nobody there. Lexa 40 almost lets it go. She went for it, but not in time. The Gaitos would not only need to get to 25 points, they need to get to 26 points to win this game, unless, of course, they get it to 25 and then Madonna ties it, or they get it to 24 and then Madonna takes the lead. Either way, they need to win by 2. Block back over. That ball's still live. Buza sends it long. 24-20. Again, you do. Wait a second. They're saying this ball was tipped. Ziamara Malero wants to challenge the call, and that sure looked to me as though it wasn't touched. The call is that it was touched. Well, we can look at it. The ref won't have this angle, but we can look at it on our replay. If this call stands, it's set point. Yeah, there you see the initial block, or one of the earlier blocks. That was closer than it initially looked. Mateo Isaac got close to blocking it, and I was surprised watching it live. I didn't think that she had blocked it. I didn't even think that she had touched it, but the call was that she did, and the official is taking a look at this. If it stands, it's set point. If it's overturned, set 1 continues. Now the official's going to discuss with the PA announcer. The call stands. Madonna gets the point, and they win set number 1. (25-19), the score of set number 1. Madonna goes up 1-0, and we will be back as we get closer to set number 2 here on this broadcast of Indiana Tech Volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Well, this is an impressive start for Madonna. 1-0 they lead against Puerto Rico Rio Pedras. Now, it's only the first set. You've still got at least 2 more sets to go. It's best out of 5. But this Rio Pedras team is NCAA Division II, and Madonna has the 1-0 lead over them as we get ready for set number 2. 25-19, the final score in set number 1. We get our scoreboard set for set number 2 as Puerto Rico and Madonna get set to go at it one more time. Do have an update here from Bishop Darcy Stadium. Close game between Defiance and St. Francis. That's college football that I'm talking about. St. Francis leads that one 30-28. Looks like Defiance just scored, and they're kicking off with 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go. So St. Francis is going to need a response after a score by Defiance. And again, Indiana Tech was successful in men's soccer today, a 2-0 win over the Cornerstone Golden Eagles. Those two teams will be going at it in girls soccer, women's soccer in just about 15 minutes. 3:45 is the scheduled start time, and then Indiana Tech volleyball takes on Rio Pedras at about 5 o'clock. That's when we're estimated to start that game. Of course, we got to get this game wrapped up before we can start that game, because that's going to be right here at the Schaefer Center. Teams have switched sides. They not only switched sides on the court, they've switched benches. So with Madonna now being on the side to our left, they'll be taking the bench to our left. And Rio Pedras takes the bench to our right. It will be Rio Pedras to serve to start out set number 2. I believe that's Yadielis Garcia Rivera. Check that. It's Barrero via Bowl. Swatted down, and that was definitely touched on the back end. It's going to go out of bounds, point to Madonna. Riley Glass will serve as head coach Scott Barb gathers the loose volleyball. Looked like that fan just turned at the last second. Kicked the ball almost as if it was a soccer ball. Swatted down, blocked back. Gwen Clifford was there, so too was Hope Schreiber. And it's a 2-0 lead for Madonna here in set number 2. Bumped up in the air, swatted over, and kept alive by Riley Glass. That was deflected. And that's going to go in. A kill for Lelianis Villanueva Figueroa. And the Gallitos are on the board in set number 2. Served over, bumped up in the air by Lexa 40. Swatted down, and a kill for Kira Buza. 3-1 Madonna on top. Checking in on some scores from college football. Illinois does have a 31-21 lead over USC. If you're an Illinois fan, you're happy about that. Actually, 31-25, I beg your pardon. There's still 2:36 left to go in that ball game. That's going to be a kill for Rio Pedras. It's Yailianis Mateo Isaac. And again, USC actually has the ball at the Illinois 16 as I'm checking it. So USC's still in that one. Illinois only one loss. That was against Indiana. USC undefeated. Swatted down and blocked back, but that's still alive. Not for long. Well, Scott Barb makes the catch, and he could do that because not any one of his girls was in the area. One of his girls is going to make a play on that ball. He probably at least tries to get out of the way as best as he can. And Garcia Nunez will serve for the Gallitos. Swatted down, and that's going out. Gwen Clifford, the sophomore from Valparaiso, Indiana. Home of the Valparaiso Vikings. That's the Valparaiso High School mascot, and that is where Glenn Clifford went to school, and that's an ace. Hope Schreiber, ace in the hole. Swatted down and kept alive, sent back over but blocked down. Hylianis Mateo Isaac with the response. And into the game comes Lexa 40. 5-4 here in set number 2, the lead for Madonna. Bumped over, kept alive. Back over the net. Right there is Glass, and that goes out. Oh, now the official saying that it's a point to Madonna. Well, now the announcement was point Rio Pedras. They might be sticking with the call. I'm not sure. The announcement was point Rio Pedras, and that looked correct. But the signal was that it was a point to Madonna. So there's the announcement, point to Madonna. Alexa 40 waits to serve it. I'm going to get a look at this as they continue to set things up. See if we can see here. Does the ball touch a Piedras player? Definitely touches there, but I think we're going to run out of time. Madonna's about to serve. Osentoski serving for Madonna. They're up 6-4. Swatted down, and that's in. Centenio Diaz with the kill. Tipped in the air. Blocked, but over the net. And it's a point for Rio Pedras, and they've tied this set at 6. Should say blocked, but didn't go back over. Blocked, but not returned. There we go. Oh, nice dig. Lexa 40. Block back, but out. Point to Madonna. They lead at 7-6. Another update, USC has just taken the lead over Illinois. They're up 32-31. Still a minute 55 to go, so if you're an Illinois fan, that game's not over yet. Poked over and kept alive by Riley Glass. Swatted down and dug out nicely by Garcia Nunez. Glass bumps it up. Tipped over. Oh, nice dive there. Mateo Isaac keeps it alive, and that's going to be a point for Rio Pedras. Was that Garcia Nunez? It was. It was Nunez who got the kill, and we're tied. Maria Ramos serving. And that one goes off of Osentoski, and that's going to be an ace. And Rio Pedras takes the lead. I believe that's the first time they've taken the lead in this match. They try to even up this match at 1 apiece. Glass bumps it over. Kept alive by Morales. Glass sets it up. Swatted out. Point to the Gallitos. That's going to be an ace. Maria Ramos. And I believe this is a 5-0 run put together by the Gallitos. But that's into the net. Service error. And it's 10-8. The Crusaders will serve. That's Katie Mulca, who was about to serve and hands off to Lexa 40 instead. Bumped up in the air. 40. Booza right in front of the bleachers. Dug out. Swatted down and in. Hylianis Mateo Isaac. Isabella Barrero via bowl to serve, and it's 11-8 in favor of the Gallitos. Tipped over and just kept alive by Nunez. And now we've got whistles, and they're going to say that this is a point to Madonna. Well, if the ref is saying that that hit the ground, then that's a late call. Very late call. That was a nice dig by Nunez. And it looks like they're not going to take a look at it, not yet. For a moment there, I thought they would. And we're going to run out of time to look at it here. It's 11-9. That's long. The Gallitos get one back. High in the air, that's kept alive by Booza. Blocked back down, and a point for the Gallitos. And I think that was Isaac. Either Isaac or Rosado who gets the block. Either way, the Gallitos go up 13-9. And a timeout taken by Scott Barb. Well, they take a timeout. We'll also take a timeout. Back in a minute.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
Well, back to the action. Whistles blow. I think they're going to make them redo that serve. This is an impressive run that the Gallitos have been on. 13-9 is the score. And that goes into the net. I believe the run started when they were down 7-5. So they managed to outscore the Crusaders 8-5. Poked back over by the Crusaders, kept alive by Morales. Blocked back over, kept alive again, that time by Rosado. Blocked again, and that's in. That's either Schreiber or Clifford who got the block for Madonna. And the Crusaders end up with back-to-back points. Deflected. Schreiber in the air. Swatted down, swatted back over by Schreiber. Deflected, dug out, but going short of the net. And a point for the Gallitos. They go up 14-11. Looks like Cornerstone and Indiana Tech have gotten well, they've not gotten underway, but the broadcast has started. They're still doing warm-ups in women's soccer. Indiana Tech men's soccer beat Cornerstone earlier today. Cornerstone men's soccer team was here in the gym not too long ago. That's going to be an ace, I think. Yes, it will. Andrea Alvarez Montillo with the ace. And it's 15-11 in favor of the Gallitos. Poked up by Glass, swatted down, kept alive. Isaac gets to it. Glass trying to set it up. That's going to be a point for Madonna. It's Paige Caradona who gets the kill in the end. And it's 15-12. (15-12), and Hope Schreider will serve. Isaac, just a soft touch there. Schreiber. Swatted down into the net. Point for Rio Pedras. Tipped in the air. Still alive. Kept alive by Dietz. And that's going to be a kill for Madonna. Paige Caradona gets the kill, and it's 16-13. Madonna leads 1-0 over NCAA Division II Rio Pedras out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. It's the University of Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras is the official name of the school. That ball just skimmed the net. That looked like it was going out, but Dietz hit it, and the point to Rio Pedras. Aliani Ramos Rosado will serve for Rio Pedras. They're up 17-13. Just dug out barely there by Rivera. That's going long, but apparently it hit Rio Pedras. Point to Madonna. Paige Caradona serving. And that was initially blocked, but a point for Rio Pedras. It goes to Lelianis Villanueva Figueroa. Again, Rio Pedras has a response. 18-14. Dug out by 40. Blocked over, and a point for Booza. She just pushed it forward with her fingertips. And it's 18-15. Rio Pedras still with the lead. Rio Pedras made a nice comeback effort in set number one, but the comeback fell short. They've come back to take the lead here in set number two. Swatted down, point for Madonna. It's Hope Schreiber. And Indiana Tech will get another serve, or excuse me, Madonna will. Indiana Tech plays later. They lost to Madonna earlier today, but they'll play Rio Pedras probably at about 5 o'clock, maybe later, depending on how things go. And that one apparently landed in. That's the call. Point to Rio Pedras. Up in the air off Osentoski. That goes out. Point to Rio Pedras, and they're up 20-16. But Osentoski is arguing that she thought the ball was deflected. And is that the ruling that the official is making? The officials are going to look at this. And while they look at it, we'll give you a look as well on the Indiana Tech Warrior replay. Was this ball touched? It was definitely touched there at the back end. Yeah, I think that was pretty clear looking at that replay that was touched by Rio Pedras. Unless I missed something. I think Osentoski has a good argument. One more look at it on the replay. It sure looked like it was touched. Osentoski's pretty confident. Just looking at that replay, and I think the official has his verdict. Call will stand. Swatted down, blocked initially, still alive. Isaac gets to it. That one hits the net, dug out. Schreiber, a hard swat. Nunez couldn't return it. And it's 20-17. Riley Glass will serve for Madonna. Her team's down 3. They need a rally if they want to take set number 2. This Rio Pedras team has been scrappy. They made things interesting in set number 1, but could not complete the comeback. Dug out that time by 40. Poked over. Oh, nice dig. Garcia Nunez digs it out. Diving dig that was. Knocked back over. Nunez gets to it. Swatted down and out. Oh, they're giving that point to Rio Pedras. I did not see who that went off of. They must be saying it went off of Madonna. It looked like the ball went out, but either way, it's 21-17. In the air, Glass swatted down, and a kill for Kira Buza. Madonna on the comeback trail. But Rio Pedras trying to close this out as Sam Dietz will serve for the Crusaders. Dug out by the Gallitos. Isaac. Dug out by Clifford. Isaac blocked back, and a point for Paige Cardona. (21-19). Madonna down 2. Isaac had it bump back up. Cardona kept alive. Swatted down, and that's going to be a point for the Gallitos. The kill for Dariana Morales. And Rio Pedras goes up by 3. Andrea Alvarez Montilla to serve for Rio Pedras. 22-19 the score. Swatted out of bounds. Off of Riley Glass, and Rio Pedras gets the point. They're up 23-19. Swatted down, blocked. Isaac bumps it over. Glass trying to set it up. Still live. Dug out by Barrero Villarroel. And the whistle blows. That's going to be a point to Rio Pedras. This is set point. The Gallitos with a chance to tie the match. They get it over. Dug out by 40. Schreiber sent it down, but it's dug out by the Gallitos. Kept alive again. That time by Montilla. Isaac kept alive by Glass. Cardona has that one kept alive by Figueroa. And that's in. Dariana Santana Morales. 25-19. And the Gallitos take set number 2. Well, we know we'll be playing 4 sets here at Schaefer Center between these two teams. Will it be 5? Who knows? We know it'll be 4, and we're back after this break on this broadcast of Indiana Tech Warrior Volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
(25-19) was the final of set number 1. Madonna winning that one, but in set number 2, Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras wins 25-19. So 25-19 in both sets so far. As Rio Pedras out of the NCAA Division II ties up Madonna out of the NAIA. Remember, Indiana Tech takes on Rio Pedras after this match is all done. Somebody's going to take a 2-1 lead here in set number 2. We'll see who it is. Madonna had a good start, but Rio Pedras out of NCAA Division II coming in with a 5-1 record. They're not backing down. It looks like Indiana Tech women's soccer is still in their warm-ups against Cornerstone. Yeah, they're still in their warm-ups. The men's soccer team defeated Cornerstone. And serving is Riley Glass, and it's out. Rio Pedras gets the point. They're up 1-0. And Lelianis Villanueva Figueroa will serve for Rio Pedras. And that's off the net, but still live. Poked back over by the Crusaders. Poked back over. 40 gets to it. Swatted down. Kept alive by Nunez. Morales gets to it. Swatted down. And they're going to give the point to Madonna as Booza swatted it down, and we're tied. Sam Dietz will serve for Madonna. Kept alive at first. And into the net off of Cardona. And the lead right back to Rio Pedras. They were on the comeback trail for a good portion of set number 1. Ended up losing that set, and they made the comeback in set number 2 and really never looked back. Seems as though Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras has stolen momentum as that one just gets over the net on the serve by Nunez. Nunez bumps it up. Bumped up again by Villabol, and that one's knocked out. Point to the Crusaders. diving effort by Volleyball. Schreiber swats it, and that was touched by the Gallitos. And a point for Madonna. They're up 3-2. Their first lead of this set, first lead since early in set number 2. And on to serve is Lexa Forti. Swatted down and blocked back by Schreiber. Madonna up 4-2. Forti will serve again. Swatted down. Forti gets to it. Buza trying to set up Cardona, but it's blocked back. Hylianis Mateo Isaac gets the point. It's 4-3 in favor of the Gallitos, but into the net on the serve from Isaac, and it's 5-3 in favor of Madonna. Madonna will send in Riley Osentoski, and she will serve. Ref has a word there with Scott Barb. Not sure what that word was, but they're going to play on. And that's going long. Figueroa serving for Rio Pedras. Schreiber gets to it, and she swats it out. And this set is tied at 5. Bumped up in the air. Cardona has it dug out. That will not reach the net. That was a nice dig there by Yomari Ellis Garcia Nunez, and that gives the lead back to Rio Pedras. They're up 6-5. Back and forth match here at the Schaefer Center. And that's going to go short. Served into the net, and we're tied at 6. Kem Donnelly serving for Madonna. Dug out by Nunez. Blocked back. That's Ramos, Maria Ramos with the block. It was either Ramos or Yadielis Rivera. Either way, the Gallitos have a 7-6 lead. This is Maria Jose Vasquez Ramos doing the serving for the Gallitos. Kept alive. Buza pokes it over. Swatted back and out. We're tied again, 7-7. Hope Schreiber serving for Madonna. Santiago bumps it up, swatted down and blocked back, still alive. And over the net, no return from Madonna. And it's 8-7 in favor of the Gallitos. And Hylianis Mateo Isaac comes back into the game for Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras. My apologies on some of these pronunciations. They've got the full names of the players on the roster for Rio Pedras. Swatted down, and that one is off of Nunez. Point to the Crusaders. And now Nunez appears to be hurt. Still on the ground. They're going to try and help her up. Well, the good news, she's able to get up. And it looks like Nunez is going to try and stay in this game, at least for now. And I'm not sure if that was just a laugh or a reaction of being injured. Probably just a laugh from Yomari Ellis Nunez. It is Madonna serving, tied at 8 here in set number 3. Somebody's going up 2-1 at the end of this set. We'll have to wait and see who it is. Swatted down and over. Aliani Rosado. And Rio Pedras goes up again. Figueroa serving. Swatted down, and that was touched by Rio Pedras. Looked like Molka got the kill. Sam Dietz will serve. Into the net. And Rio Pedras retakes the lead. Each team trading points. And again, you have to win the set by 2. We're not at set point yet, but if we get to that point and it's tied at 24, then 25 points will not be enough to decide the winner. Swatted down, blocked back, kept alive. Lexa 40 kept it alive. Poked over, kept alive at first. Poked over again and kept alive by Cardona. Bumped up by Nunez. Isaac, left-handed strike. That was touched. That's a point to the Gallitos. Yomari Ellis Garcia Nunez serving for the Gallitos. Swatted down, dug out. That was Villabol who dug it out. That goes long off Isaac. 11-10. Madonna gets the point, and they'll serve. Lexa 40 will do the serving for the Crusaders. Isaac with the swat, and that got the line. Right on the line. It counts. Isaac with the point. And now they need a new volleyball. They've got one. As Isaac will serve for the Gallitos. Cardona swats it out. 13-10, Gallitos with the lead. And now Hylianis Isaac will serve. Bumped up in the air by Dietz. Schreiber has it knocked back. Poked over. Out. Off of Cardona. Point to the Gallitos. They're up 14-10. And a timeout called by Madonna. They're down 4. Well, while they take this timeout, we'll take one as well. You're watching Collegiate Volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there are so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a Warrior. Go Warriors.
(14-10) in favor of Rio Pedras. Hylianis Mateo Isaac serving for Rio Pedras. Rio Pedras trying to go up 2-1. That's a long run, but Figueroa gets to it. Swatted down and out. And they're going to give the point to Madonna. They say it was touched by Rio Pedras. Well, the Indiana Tech volleyball team has come back out of the locker room. They'll be taking on Rio Pedras after this match is all done. We know we're going to have a fourth set. Beyond that, it's hard to say. Isaac, short. Block back down and out. Point to Madonna, 14-12. Riley Osentoski serving for the Crusaders. Deflected, and that's down. Point to the Gallitos. I think that was Maria Ramos who got the kill. As subs will come in, that's Nielis Colon Santiago and Yadielis Garcia Rivera. Poked over, and that's a point. Schreiber just poked it over the net. And Schreiber with a little basketball-type shot there as she passes the ball to Figueroa. And Figueroa will serve. 15-13 our score. Figueroa gets it over, and that's going to go short. It's an ace. Correction, it's Donnelly who gets the point. 15-14, and Madonna has a chance to tie this set. Somebody's going up 3-1 at the end of this set. Just got to wait and see who it is. Dug out by Donnelly. Bouza had it blocked at first. Dug out by Nunez, but short of the net on the return, and we're tied at 15. Swatted down and out of bounds. Yadielis Garcia Rivera. And Madonna takes the lead, 16-15. Santiago blocked back, and that does not get over the net. Santiago bumps it up. Point to Madonna, and they're up 17-15. And a timeout taken by Rio Pedras. We'll take it right along with them once again. 17-15 back after this break on this broadcast of Warrior Volleyball.
Tech goes by many names. Business, fine art, forensic science. Some think it's just technical. But really, tech means everything. Scholarships, internships, championships. It's professors who make time for you one-on-one. It's putting everything on the line. It can be fierce. It can be fascinating. It can be awesome. Most important, it's believing in yourself and what you have to offer the world. Because at Indiana Tech, Warriors are prepared to lead a significant life.
17-15. Madonna with the lead over Puerto Rico Rio Pedras. And we're ready to get back to the action. Kem Donnelly serving for Madonna. That's bumped in the air. Santiago. All barely dug out by Lexa Forty. Forty couldn't dig that one out. She made contact but swatted down, and Rio Pedras gets the point. Swatted over. And a point for Riley Glass. She gets one back for the Crusaders. Hope Schreiber will serve. Dug out by Nunez. And knocked over. I think that was Rivera. And Rio Pedras is within one. 40 will come back in. Swatted down, and that was kicked. It's going to be a point for Katie Molka. A 19-17 lead. Barely kept in. That was close to going out. Swatted down, dug out by the Gaitos. Swatted back over. Via Bowl sets it up. Isaac sends it long. 20-17 in favor of the Crusaders. We know we'll have a fourth set. Winner of this set goes up 2-1. Poked over. And that goes off of Rio Pedras. A kill for Kirabuza. And the Crusaders are up 21-17. Riley Glass will serve. Isaac, a little softer that time. Buza had it dug out by Villabull. And a nice kill there on the near side. It's number 14, Lelianis Figueroa. And it's 21-18. Looks like they are underway between Cornerstone and Indiana Tech. Dug out, swatted down, and off of Rio Pedras. That's Buzo with the kill. 22-18, and a sub will come in. That's Sam Dietz. Also coming in is Paige Cardona. Donnelly and Buza head to the bench. Sam Dietz will serve. Bumped up in the air, swatted down, and a kill. They said Cardona. I don't think that's correct. I think that was Sydney Stonerock. Either way, it's 23-18. Isaac dug out by Dietz. Cardona had it kept alive by Figueroa. Isaac blocked back over the net. Swatted over, dug out by Nunez. Deflected and out off of Madonna, 23-19. And a serve coming up for Yomarielis Nunez. My apologies if I mispronounced that. The Rio Pedras roster has the full names listed. Nunez serves it. Swatted down, blocked back, and a point for Isaac. And they're within 3. Rio Pedras not going away. Nunez will serve. Nunez. Poked over. Blocked back, and that's a point. Katie Molka scores it, and it's set point. Madonna looking to go up 2-1. This is an NCAA Division II team that they're competing with. As Via Bowl bumps it up. Out of bounds, point to Rio Pedras. It's 24-21. And Rio Pedras will serve at least one more time as they try to rally here in set number 3. This is Niley Ellis Colon Santiago serving for the Gallitos. Bumped up in the air by Schreiber. Swatted down and blocked back. Figueroa with the block. And it's 24-22. The Gallitos have scored twice since set point. And an ace for Santiago. And it's 24-23. Timeout called by Madonna. It was 24-20. And all of a sudden, Rio Pedras has reeled off 3 straight points. Here's a look at the replay. Just dropped it right in front of 40, the libero. And Rio Pedras is 1 point away from tying this game. Madonna's 1 point away from going up 2-1. Tech and Cornerstone still scoreless in women's soccer. Indiana Tech a winner in men's soccer. And with 22 seconds left in the timeout, Rio Pedras back on the court. They need one more point to keep this game going. To keep this set going, I should say. We've got one more set left, possibly 2. As Santiago gets ready to serve. Santiago. Schreiber swats it down. Did that get over? It did. And Madonna will win set number 3 and go up 2-1. The Madonna Crusaders go up 2-1. So we'll play one more set. Madonna looking to knock off a 5-1 NCAA team. Rio Pedras trying to battle back and force a 5th set. We're back after this break. You're watching Collegiate Volleyball on the Indiana Tech YouTube channel. It's brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a Warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a Warrior.
We've got one more set in this matchup. Either Madonna gets set 4 and wins the match, or Rio Pedras gets set 4 and we go to set number 5. Madonna has already beaten Indiana Tech here today, 3-1. Indiana Tech's going to take on Rio Pedras. After this match is all said and done. But we'll see if we need just this remaining set or an extra set before we get that one started. 25-19, Madonna won set number 1. 25-19, Rio Pedras won set number 2. 25-23 was the final in set number 3. So get our scoreboard back up. Indiana Tech and Cornerstone still scoreless in women's soccer. That's still in the first half. Warriors already a winner 2-0 over Cornerstone today on the pitch in men's soccer. Right now they're playing each other in women's soccer. Both teams are back on the court. Yomari Ellis Garcia Nunez back on the court. Isabella Barrero via bowl is going to serve for Rio Pedras. They came a long way from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Trying to get a win on their record. They're 5-1 coming into today. Dug out by Nunez. Swatted down, and that's not going to be returned. It goes off of Osentoski, and a point for the Gallitos. Glass bumps it up, shot down. Shot down again, dug out that time by Donnelly. Over the net. Nunez gets to it. That's bumped in the air by Donnelly. That looked like it was going over. Campbell sends it back. Isaac deflected, and she got the kill. And the Gallitos go up 2-0. And that serve goes into the net. Point for Madonna. Riley Glass will serve. Off the net, point for Madonna again. We're tied. And Riley Glass will serve again. Dug out, but that goes out. It's an ace. Riley Glass, ace in the hole. That one just gets over the net. Bumped back and no return for Madonna. That point's going to go to Figueroa, and we're tied again, 3-3. A reminder that if we were to go into set number 5, first team to 15 would win set number 5. Swatted down, knocked back, and a point for Madonna. They say the ball went out. Did they just change the call? I don't think so. 4-3 in favor of Madonna. Thought the official signaled that he was giving the point to Rio Pedras, but instead it's a point for Madonna, as that one is kept alive by Figueroa. Isaac swats it down and got the kill. And we're tied again. Hylianis Mateo Isaac with the kill, and she's been dominant today. Omari Ellis Garcia Nunez serving. Into the net. Lead back to Madonna. Lexa 40 will serve. Swatted down, and a point for number 12, Critia Diaz Huarbe. I think that's her first point of this match. And we are tied at 5. Isaac will serve. Dug out, but short of the net. Actually went short of glass. It's an ace for Isaac, and a 6-5 lead for Rio Pedras. Isaac serves again. And another ace. Glass couldn't bump it over, and neither could 40, and it's 7-5 in favor of the Gallitos. Served over. Glass bumps it up. Deflected. Isaac gets to it. And that one goes outside the net. It's going to be a point for the Crusaders. That went off of Huarbe. And it will be Riley Osentoski to serve. Dug out by Nunez. Huarbe swats it down and in. Just on the inside of that line. Dug out, kept in by Glass. Bumped over. Glass gets there. Swatted down and out. Oh, they're going to say it was tipped. Cardona is going to get the point. I wasn't sure who touched that. See if we can get a look at the replay here before this next serve. We might run out of time. Try to check on it here as Donnelly's about ready to serve. Yeah, it may have been touched. There were a couple of Gallitos close to the net. So 8-7 is the score. dug out over the net. That was Donnelly who dug it out, swatted down, and that's going to be a kill for number 14, Lelianis Figueroa. And a 9-7 lead for the Gallitos. Ramos will serve. Dug out by Donnelly. Swatted down and a kill for Schreiber. Hope Schreiber puts it down. Madalena Arriaga serving for Madonna. And that's going to be a kill for number 14, Lelianis Figueroa. And again, the Gallitos respond. And they lead it 10-8 here in set number 4. Lexa 40 into the game for Madonna. And that's going out of bounds. A 3-point lead for the Gallitos. An ace. It's going to be Villabol to serve for the Gallitos. Glass sends it up, swatted out. 12-8 in favor of the Gallitos. Dug out and going out of bounds. 13-8. And the Crusaders having a hard time keeping anything in. And a timeout taken by Scott Barb. While they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Indiana Tech Volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
13-8 in favor of Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras here in set number 4. Puerto Rico trying to even up the match. Madonna trying to win the match. As Paige Cardona comes into the game. Bumped up in the air by Cardona. Swatted down, and that was touched by the Gallitos. And it's 13-9. Kirabuza will serve. Check that, Riley Glass serving for Madonna. That's dug out by Nunez. Swatted down, and a point for Rio Pedras. Lelianis Figueroa serving. Figueroa serves. Dug up. Isaac swats it down, and she'll get the point. And it's 15-9 in favor of the Gallitos. Dug out by 40. And that looked like it was, I thought it was touched by the Gaitos. They're going to say no, it wasn't. Out off Madonna. 16-9 as Rio Pedras tries to even up this match. And Glass bumps it up. Swatted down and a kill for Vivian Campbell, the freshman. And it's 16-10. Into the game comes Sam Dietz. Dietz serves it. Isaac, long and out. Point to Madonna. Oh, they're going to change it. They're going to give the point to Rio Pedras. That means the score will be 17-10 in favor of Rio Pedras. The initial call was that it was out, but then the far side official ruled that it was touched by Madonna. Swatted down, just barely dug out. Still a chance for Rio Pedras to get a point here. Cardona had it blocked over, but it goes out. Alexa 40. Going to serve here for Madonna. Nunez bumps it in the air. Dug up. Glass. Cardona has it blocked back. Glass trying to set it up again. Schreiber. That's a point for Madonna. And they're within 5. 3 straight points for the Crusaders. So they're trying to come back after being down by 7. Said 3 straight points. It actually is 2 straight points at this point. We had a flicker in the lights. That's a point for Isaac. Is the power about to go out? Scoreboard is off. The lights started to flicker. I think they got to get the scoreboard back up. So in the meantime, we'll take a break as they try to get the scoreboard back up. And I think they're going to have them redo that point, redo that serve. That would have been 18-12. Shouldn't that be Rio Pedras serving? Now they're going to bring out a little manual scoreboard, if you will. So they're going to have to show the point total down there while the scoreboard is out. Now, unfortunately, we can't see that thing from down here, as the scoreboard is about to come back on. So I don't think that point's going to count for Rio Pedras. I thought the signal was redo the serve. Sorry, folks, I'm trying to figure out what they're going to end up doing here. Well, they've got the scoreboard back up, and now they're trying to, I think, get the score reset. Our scoreboard shows 17-12. My understanding is they did not count that last point, but they're going to have the next serve. My understanding is they did not count that last point for Rio Pedras, but Rio Pedras gets this point. That's going to make it 18-12. Isaac serving. Return back. Cardona with a hard strike. And Nunez gets to it. And that's in. A kill for Kritsha Diaz Huarbe, and it's 19-12. Isaac serves. Swatted down and in for Schreiber. Hope Schreiber keeping hope alive for Madonna. By the way, I mentioned the USC-Illinois score earlier. Illinois won that game 34-32. Osentoski sends it over, and that's not going to reach the net. Another point for the Crusaders. They've still got a long way to go if they want to come back and win this thing. Rio Pedras out of NCAA Division II has played them tough all the way throughout. Poked over, and they just found a soft spot. That's Huarbe who gets the point. And it's a 20 spot for the Gallitos. Huarbe will serve. Bumped up and short of the net. 21-14. Huarbe serves. Dug out. Swatted back, still alive, and that's going to go short. Hope Schreiber will get credit for the point. And it's 21-15. Still a tall hill to climb if Madonna were to win this. Kem Donnelly serving. Bumped over, dug out. Glass gets to it. Sent over again. Dug out by 40. Swatted over and kept alive. Nunez could have let that go out. Probably would have gotten the point. That's dug out. Glass. Schreiber blocked back. Did it go out? It did. Oh, wait a second. Oh, now the official changed his signal. He might have just mistakenly made the signal that that was out off of Madonna, but it was out off of Rio Pedras. But that went a long way after it was deflected. Went all the way across the court, basically. Swatted down and in. And the official's going to overrule him. He's going to say it was out. (21-17). That's a close call. And is this going to be challenged? Maybe not. Donnelly's still waiting to serve. She's got the ball. And she's going to serve. Gallitos looked lost for a moment. They do get the ball over, and now it's Madonna who's lost. Osentoski bumped it up in the air. Nobody came to help her out. And it's 22-17. Bumped up in the air, Glass gets to it. And did that go long? Yes, it did. 23-17. Served over. Schreiber swatted down and out. And now we're at set point. And if the Gallitos get this, we're going to go to set number 5. Dug out just barely by Donnelly. And that's out of bounds, long out of bounds. And set 4 belongs to the Gallitos, 25-17. Wait a second. Are they calling them back onto the court? Nope, that's the end of set number 4. So we're going to have one more set left. Best of 15 this time. We'll be back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 52 seconds, actually.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
From the first day, I felt very welcome at Indiana Tech.
I just really enjoy the classes and the vibe I get from all the other athletes and just the students here. Everybody's cool and everybody gets along really well.
I'm currently a senior, and since my freshman year, student life activities have really grown throughout campus, and there's so many ways that you can meet new people. You can go bowling, you can watch movies, and it's just really important to get involved on campus.
We have intramurals, anything from billiards to basketball. It's made student life very enjoyable.
I love Fort Wayne because there's always something going on, like festivals. I walk a bunch of the trails here locally. There's great restaurants. There's always something fun to do. You can never be bored here in Fort Wayne.
The school spirit at Indiana Tech is epic. It's everything. We had our first annual hockey game not too long ago. Everybody showed up, face paint, cowbells, Trojan hats, lawn gnomes. It was amazing. It makes it so worthwhile to be a warrior. Go Warriors.
You want to know what's possible at Indiana Tech? Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior.
Well, the teams are back out on the court. Rio Pedras wins set number 4, so we've got one more set to decide the winner. We'll play to 15 points here in set number 5. Looks like the teams will stay on the same side that they were on for set number 4. Right now the clock's still counting down. We've got 15 seconds left until we get set number 5 started. And it looks like it's going to be Madonna who serves to start out. Well, they've got the ball in. And Riley Glass will serve for the Crusaders. Glass sends it over. Nunez makes contact. That's just barely dug out, but still out of bounds. And I think that's going to be Nunez who gets the kill. Rio Pedras with a 1-0 lead. Again, we're playing to 15 here in set number 5. Dug out. That was 40. Swatted down, dug out again. Figueroa swats it out of bounds. Tied at 1 here in set number 5. Vivian Campbell will serve. Bumped up in the air by Nunez. Isaac has it blocked. Cardona sends it over, barely dug out by Nunez. Swatted down and a kill for Kira Buza. Honestly, I'm not sure she was even in at all in set number 4, which is a surprise. She came into this match with 188 kills on the season. I believe she had 16 in the first game against Indiana Tech. That's going to be a point for Rio Pedras. I should say that Buza had 188 kills coming into today. She'd be over 200 after what she did against Indiana Tech in game number 1. Yomari Ellis Garcia Nunez serving. She gets it over. That's going to go a long way out of bounds. Off of Cardona, and the lead for Rio Pedras. Rio Pedras 5-1 coming into this game, into this match rather. And that's out of bounds. We're tied. We're out of NCAA Division II. That's who Indiana Tech will be taking on in just a matter of moments. Buza. Swatted down, dug out by Nunez. Swatted down, I think she got the kill. She did. Critchia Diaz-Huarbe gives the lead back to Rio Pedras. Swatted down, kept alive by Isaac. Glass has that one dug out by Nunez. Huarbe gets the point. 5-3. And Isaac will serve for the Gallitos. In the air, bumped up, swatted down, returned by Clifford, and blocked down. They're going to give the point to the Gallitos. I thought that was going to be a point for Schreiber. Isaac serves. That's going out of bounds. It's an ace. Hylianis Monteo Isaac with the ace, and it's 7-3. And Rio Pedras is about halfway to a potential set 5 win. Back after this break.
Want to know the difference between dreaming and doing? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and see what it's like to be a warrior. Want to know what it means to be a warrior? Yeah, pretty much everything. Visit Indiana Tech and walk a mile in a warrior's shoes.
7-3 in favor of Puerto Rico Rio Pedras. This match is tied at 2-2. Swatted down and dug out by Nunez. This set is winner take all, and that's out of bounds, 7-4. Isaac sends it out. Dug out by Figueroa. Huarbe. Cardona sends it over. Nunez gets to it, keeps it alive. Swatted back over and kept alive again. Huarbe came up short. Swatted back over. Schreiber keeps it alive. And that's going long. Point to Rio Pedras, 8-4. And now they're going to switch sides. So 8-4, the teams switch sides. As Critchia Diaz Huarbe will serve. And that's going to go down. That was a kick attempt there by 40. It's going to go as an ace, 9-4. Huarbe serving. That's a near ace, just barely dug up in time. Swatted down, blocked back by Cardona. And that one's down. Was that Huarbe again? No, check that. That was Figueroa. And it's 10-4. We played a 15 in set number 5. That's out of bounds, an ace. 11-4 in favor of Rio Pedras, and Huarbe will serve one more time. Huarbe sends it over, just barely dug out, poked over the net. Volleyball sets it up, and that's deflected by Buza. Kept alive, and right in front of the bleachers was Figueroa. Schreiber blocked and out of bounds, point to the Crusaders. Swatted down, dug out by Stoll. Sent back over by Sidney Stonerock. Arriaga sent over. That's Volleyball who gets to it. Swatted down and in. Maria Jose Vasquez Ramos, 12-5. And Ramos will serve. Ramos serves, dug out by Buza. Swatted back over and then dug out by Ramos. That's short and a point to the Crusaders. Schreiber wasn't ready for that one. Schreiber sends it over. Santiago bumps it up. Blocked down, and a point for Rivera. Via Bowl serving. And that's going to be an ace. Stone Rock tried to get to it, and this is match point. Dug out. Glass swatted down, and that's deflected off of Rio Pedras. That's going to be a point for Madonna, 14-7, and the Crusaders are still alive. Indiana Tech Warriors making their way down. They'll be playing Rio Pedras after this game gets done. Swatted down and in. Figueroa with game point, and that's it. Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras takes set number 5, and they win the match 3-2. A 3-2 final as Rio Pedras knocks off Madonna. Well, our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, we're going to give it to the player who just got the last kill. Lelianis Villanueva Figueroa with the last kill. She played great all the way throughout. And we're going to also have her share the honor with Yaelianis Mateo Isaac. She played great all the way throughout as well. Isaac and Figueroa, your PSM players of the game. And that's going to do it for this match. Remember, Indiana Tech takes on Puerto Rico, Rio Pedras. And it looks like that game's going to start in about 50 minutes from now. For my cameraman, Caden Linder, this is Thad Goff saying so long from the Schaefer Center, but we hope to see you back in about an hour. You've been watching Indiana Tech Warrior Volleyball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. More to come later on.
Hi, I'm Paxton, and I'll be your tour guide today. Behind me, we have Pearson Hall. This is one of our freshman dorms on campus. Today, I'll be showing you dorm rooms. Come inside. The only way to get into campus is if you have an ID card, so you'll have to swipe into all the dorms. And then over here, we have an intercom system. So through every dorm, we have these dial buttons within the dorm rooms and then outside. So say you're visiting somebody, you don't live here, you would dial their room number, and then you can actually call their room, and they can unlock the doors to the dorm through the intercom system, and you can talk to them. They can see you through a camera, and they can unlock the doors for you so they don't have to leave the room. It's really nice to have. So right here we just have our main lobby. Every floor has a lobby. In the lobbies we just have TVs and stuff. You can watch movies, play video games. You can hang out with friends, do homework, play card games. It's just a nice little hangout area to have. And then right here, this is what we call our RA office. So every single night there will be an RA in the office. They're just there for your needs if you have any issues with toilets or sinks or anything being clogged. They'll always be in there for your help. If you have questions about anything, you can always come see an RA here. And then over here, we have mailboxes. Every student has a mailbox. They are really small. The only thing they can fit is card-sized items. Throughout campus, you'll see our mail room when you go on your actual tour later on, and that will be in one of our other buildings where you'll receive bigger packages. All right, so here's the laundry room. So in the laundry room, you don't have to save quarters or use quarters. I know it says 25 cents, but it is included with living on campus. And then there's one on every floor and every side of the floor, so there's 2 on every floor in Pearson. So every student has keys to their dorm. And then as you come in, you will see our intercom system right here that I talked about in the entranceway. So this is where you would unlock the door for visitors, talk to them. And then one really nice thing about it is there is a security guard button right there. So if you were to have somebody like calling your room constantly at like 5 o'clock in the morning because some student forgot their keys, you could actually press the security guard button and it will lock them in that little box that we entered to into the dorm. It'll lock both the outside doors and the inside doors and call security. So it also has a nice safety measure within your room. You don't even have to leave your room for that. So it's really nice. And then as we enter in this way, you'll see this is the half of our room looks like. So there's this, and then on the other side of the suite, there's a mirrored room that looks exactly like this. The desk, the dressers, and the closets, and all of the drawers and stuff all come with. You can decorate it any way you'd like, and then like mini fridges, TVs, anything like that you would bring here. And then through here we have our bathroom. So then as we come into the bathroom, you'll see that this side of the room has their own sink and toilet, and then as you come through, there's one shower shared between the two rooms. And then this side of the room has their own sink and toilet. And then there's the mirrored room right here. So then they share a little common space out there, and then this is the exact same stuff, and it's all the same. Here we have Calbflush. This is our other freshman dorm on campus. It is across the street from main campus. We'll be showing another freshman dorm, the laundry room, and then the hangout lobby area. Come on in. So same thing as Pearson. To get into the dorms, you have to have a swipe card that unlocks and lets you in. All right, and then we have the same intercom system as we do in Pearson, and it runs throughout all of the dorms. And then in here is the lobby area where all the students hang out. We have like a TV so people can hook up like Xboxes or anything like that, DVD players, you can watch movies. I know RA's put on a bunch of activities down here. They do like movie nights with hot chocolate during the winter. We've done like pumpkin carving, and we watch a Halloween movie, and so that's all done down here. And then it's the same thing over here. You can do some studying, you can hang out with friends, you can eat dinner if you want, and like I said, you can hang out with your RA, hang out with your friends, do homework, but follow me to the next part. So same thing as Pearson, every student has keys to their dorm. So when you first walk in, it's different than Pearson where there's no like two mirrored room. It's just one room with two students. The shelves, the desk, the drawers, all of the beds and stuff all come with. And then over here, it's the same for Pearson and Calbflush. You can control the air condition and the heat for the room, not the entire dorm, which is so nice because then it's between you and your roommate, not through hundreds of people in one building. And then as we walk over here, you'll see that the sink is outside of the bathroom, which is so nice because obviously if your roommate's showering, you don't have to worry about not being able to brush your teeth or even use the sink or get a drink of water or anything like that. And then as we walk over here, you'll see only 2 roommates to 1 bathroom. And then the shelving space. And then instead of Pearson where they have closets, you would have this whole shelving space and hanger area. And then same thing as Pearson, we have the intercom system over here where you can press the security guard button, you can talk to them, and then see them through the camera. Calbflush also has mailboxes. They're the same size. They fit card-sized items. And again, if you have any bigger packages, we do have a mailroom on campus. So then through here, this is the laundry room. The difference between Pearson and Calbflush is Calbflush, there's only one in the whole building and it's on the first floor, whereas Pearson has them on every floor. But it is the same as they are included with living here, so you don't have to use quarters. It's free to the students. And that concludes the tour. Thanks for coming with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to your counselor. Hope to see you around campus. Go Warriors!